in the summer Liverpool, it's the ability then to keep players playing and managing certain. So no matter how Andrew Robertson played 2-3 games, then gets pulled on, then Kirkhouse plays 2 or 3 games, but then Roger plays playing at that absolute hours. That's a really through the team. Ekitike, a little bit unknown to a lot of people. What's his position going to be? I think that's going to be a fascinating one to see. Obviously, it depends what Liverpool also do further down the line. If they are to win, how they're going to release that. But I think what it does is it gives them the option to rotate those forward areas again, which is brilliant for the squad. Questions like this where you talk about can he still do it at the age he's at, does he still have the hunger and desire? I think you can see it already, he absolutely does. And that's what makes him elite, that's what makes him one of the best players in world football, is that hunger and desire. No matter how wealthy you are, how well you get paid, how well you get looked after, it's about churning out numbers week after week. I think he'll be back, and I think he's scoring 4 goals again. I think they are favourites. I think your favourites when you win the Premier League and you strengthen the way that you've strengthened throughout the transfer window. I think it has to be that way. Liverpool were the best team last year by a long way. Between us and Australia.
Maybe in terms of points seem to be quite big. But the margins in winning and losing has always been really tight for us. We won many games with only 1 goal difference. So that tells you how hard we have to work for it, and we have to fight for those margins again.
I think there's probably 4 teams in next year. You need to look throughout the season as well, but you also need to manage your players extremely well, manage the loads. Liverpool being able to do that last season. You do need that element of luck, but I don't expect them to win it, but I think
pressure for himself. If he gets to the final day of the season, he loses out on goal difference. last 2 or 3 seasons, and I think sometimes that process and the learning that you go through, I think people overlook how important that is.
Alright, I feel like we've got to say it, but Chelsea's in town now, and we win. That's what we do, and we've got a taste for it. Performance against PSG, against really the best team in Europe at the time, of course, they showed me that team that they've gone up a gear. And when I look at Chelsea now, I don't see a team of kids anymore, which I saw for the last few years, which actually tells me, okay, there's strength and depth here, there is experience, there is leadership, there is quality. This is a team that can actually be in charge, and I think toe to toe we can go up against anyone we can show against PSG. Now we just got to do it consistently over the season.
In the games I'm thinking about Cole Palmer, actually know a lot about him. I don't really know who the plays down the team. When you've got like a
He was like a really talented technical player.
There was full potential in that line. With all of the traits that he had in the finishing, he showed he could be right up there with everyone. You know, we saw Chris Wood and Musso and Aguero get 20 goals. So for me, there's a lot of maybe unknown quantities in this team for sure, but when you bring it all together, it's definitely a prospect.
right, so I heard about the but I think the main route to the ball has got to be City. And I know it was shaky last season. I know there were big problems in the squad. You think about Rodri getting injured, aging players on the way out. We've seen KDB leave, Kyle Walker leave, and I think the signings we've made are just going to give us that injection of sort of not only young players but also hungry to go and win another title. Like I know we know a lot about him. He's the highest provider for goals and assists of a defender last season, and he's at Wolves again, not the strongest in the team. So he's going to be really good on the left side. Reinders, Serie A player of the season. He's pure legs. He's exactly what we were craving in that midfield last season. Likes of Gundogan, Bernardo still down there, knocking on a little bit. But that's exactly what we need. We need legs. We need someone to carry the ball forward. And then just in front of him, we've obviously signed Ryan Church as well. Absolute bargain. I'm not saying anyone can replace De Bruyne, but he's creative. He knows what he can do with the ball. He knows he can score goals.
Phenomenal, there's no question about that. Do you not worry that with all the change, there's going to be a bit of a transition, and in that period, that could be where you lose ground.
To say there's a lot of change, that's true, but I think if anyone can manage that, it's Pep Guardiola. He's the second fastest player in the league at top speed last season. You've got Kusanov as well, you didn't mention. He's unbelievable. I think he's so good at running the ball back. And I think defensively, going to be getting there next season.
Okay, so we've agreed on some stuff, we've disagreed on some stuff, but one thing that we can all definitely agree on is that somebody needs to challenge Liverpool.
Yeah, sure.
Newcastle United returned to the Premier League stage following an historic campaign that saw them lift the domestic trophy for the first time in 70 years. The celebration was turned to frustration, with questions over the future of their star forward dominating their summer. After firing in 23 goals last season, Alexander Isak didn't just light up the Premier League, he announced himself as one of Europe's most feared frontmen. Record-breaking transfer fee could force the Toon to sell the Sweden international, and losing their main man would be a considerable blow to a club with big ambitions. On the pitch, Newcastle's emphatic victory over Liverpool in the League Cup final sparked a brilliant run of form that propelled them to a fifth-place Premier League finish and back in the Champions League. And one Swede who will feature in black and white this season is winger Anthony Elanga, arriving from Nottingham Forest for £55 million.
For me, as a week and kind of team where we're doing something that's unique and special, I really want to buy into the culture of the club and the DNA of the club, and I think it's the perfect time to join. Having won the trophy last year, the Carabao Cup, the cup field winning the trophy, so after 70 years, so that's amazing, and I just want to be part of that now and create more history with all of it. What's fun with the Champions League, that's in King's Park. That's the memory that we can dream of. I think that's going to be amazing, not just for us players, for the club in general, and also the fans. I think that's going to be amazing, and everyone dreams of Champions League football, and that's something I'm really excited for.
Manager Eddie Howe is trying his best to strengthen the squad in other areas too, as they challenge on domestic and European fronts. Goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale is one man they have managed to get over the line, joining on loan from Southampton. But Howe knows just how crucial tying down Alexander the Great will be in determining whether they compete for top honours. Newcastle kick off the new campaign with a trip to Aston Villa, a fitting curtain raiser between two sides that were nearly inseparable last season. Villa's heroic Champions League run to the quarter-finals came at a cost domestically, missing out from top 5 finish into the Magpies on goal difference. They settled instead for a Europa League spot. Manager Unai Emery will be hoping that he can bring the glory days back to Villa Park in his third full season in charge.
It's been over the first holiday, because there was no league in the world, and so that challenge in Premier League is the reality we are getting each year we are here, but of course to try to be contented for some trophies is